There is a slow and predictable rhythm to life in Guatemala. For Guatemalan women, the hours are filled with daily tasks. But beneath the surface lies a quiet desperation. Women live at the mercy of their husbands, who may beat them with impunity. In Guatemala, 6 out of 10 women murdered die at the hands of the men they marry. Rody Alvarado was almost one of those statistics. Abused by her husband for nearly 10 years, Rody feared for her life.
Yo sabía que yo tenía que salir y pues cuando tomé la decisión de salir sin saber a dónde ni cómo, pero yo tenía que salir de ese lugar. Que yo no traía ni un centavo, yo no traía nada, absolutamente nada.
Rody sought refuge in America and filed for political asylum. If she wins, her case will be a landmark, establishing for the first time in U.S. law that a woman fleeing domestic violence is entitled to asylum. Rody Alvarado grew up in a society ravaged by violence. In 1954, 14 years before she was born, Guatemala erupted into civil war. The fighting lasted 36 years and claimed the lives of more than 200,000 people. Soldiers in the Guatemalan army massacred innocent civilians. Women were brutalized and raped. It was the toxic mix of machismo and violence that would one day drive Rody to America.
Nuestra cultura viene enraizada de la violencia desde el problema que vivimos, un conflicto armado que duró tantos años. En esos años dejaron muchas huellas. El problema que se ha dado es de que muchos hombres, las que huyeron del conflicto armado, nunca fueron asistidas psicológicamente. Cuando eran niños huyeron de esas masacres, vieron la forma como mutilaban o asesinaban a sus padres, nunca fueron tratados psicológicamente. Ellos en su edad adulta vienen a reflejar esa violencia, que nunca fueron tratados desde pequeños.
When she was 16, Rody married a former soldier in the Guatemalan army.
The Guatemalan army was known to have committed gross and pervasive human rights violations throughout the conduct of that war. Rody's husband would describe to her how he and his fellow soldiers would, for instance, take a baby, just toss it up in the air and take turns shooting at it. He would tell her about how they would enclose innocent civilian people in a home and set that home on fire and burn them to death.
Like most Guatemalan women, Rody was poor and uneducated, dependent on her husband for survival.
Pues a la verdad que hasta ahora yo creo que es difícil hablar acerca de esto porque las mujeres hasta hoy no tienen ningún derecho. Simplemente el derecho de la mujer es servir y trabajar y atender a sus maridos como esclavas, creo.
Men grow up believing that a husband has a right to beat his wife. Domestic abuse is so accepted, the government turns a blind eye, even to women in danger.
Rody's husband would put his knife to her throat and he would say, you know, I could kill you right now, and you know what? Nobody would care about it and nobody would do anything about it.
Every day, scores of women come to Guatemala City's police headquarters asking for help.
¿A usted aquí se le parece que ya la enviaron a un juzgado de familia?
Sí, ahorita ya me pasaron a juzgado de familia, pero él me está amenazando. Él me dice que hay venganza. Si me vas a meter a un juicio, hay venganza. Yo solo eso te digo, mes. Que a mí me da miedo porque yo no creo que me pase nada.
No, mire,
yo tengo miedo.
No, sí, por supuesto, pero no en...
Battered women quickly learn the police won't protect them. Like Rody, Suli went to the police.
Poner la denuncia en la policía cuando él ya lo sabía. Me volvió a dar otra paliza. Y realmente la policía no me puso atención. Bien me hubiera matado él que la policía ignoró mi caso.
Rody also went to the courts and was turned away.
Yo no he sabido de ningún caso donde a un agresor se le imponga una pena drástica. Y ese problema que se da, que se empodera más al victimario, porque no hay una respuesta de parte de los jueces. Y nuestras leyes también, que son muy débiles en ese aspecto.
He llevado a las mujeres, los jueces dicen venga mañana o venga dentro de 8 días.
Hilda Morales, Guatemala's most experienced women's rights attorney, has been battling the legal system for decades.
Bueno, en algunos casos que yo he conocido, las mujeres ya han estado al borde de la muerte, tratando el marido les ha disparado, las ha fracturado, las ha herido, las ha tratado de ahorcar. Entonces, las mujeres ya no tienen otra alternativa, tienen que irse.
Llegamos al límite de que ya no soportamos el abuso, el maltrato y llegamos a pensar de que solo muertos es solo la muerte tiene la solución.
Rody was 27 years old and the mother of 2 small children when she made the decision to leave her family and flee to the United States.
It was only when Rody reached the conclusion that if she remained in Guatemala, her husband would kill her. It was only then that she could actually rationalize to herself, if I remain, my children won't have a mother anyway, because my husband will kill me.
In June of 1995, Rody illegally crossed the U.S. border and reached San Francisco. Within months, she found a legal aid attorney and filed for political asylum. For years, Rody has been waiting for the courts to decide her case, painfully aware that unless the law changes, she will be forced to return to Guatemala. Over the years, Rody has become a central figure in the growing campaign to help women who flee nations that don't protect them from domestic abuse, a campaign which hinges on expanding the definition of a refugee.
In order to be recognized as a refugee, a person has to show that the harm that they fear is what we call persecution. And because many of the things that women suffer are part of the culture or considered cultural norms, there's been some resistance to recognizing that the harm that they suffer equals the persecution that is required in order to establish eligibility for asylum.
In San Francisco, Rody learned that all across the globe, there are other women like her. She joined a group of Latino women with whom she could share her own painful experience as an abused woman in search of asylum.
Me ha ayudado a sacar, no sé, coraje, resentimientos, como lo hemos hecho varias mujeres. Y bueno, lo que yo sé de lo que se trata esto es para poder apoyar a otras mujeres que están emigrando o emigraron por violencia doméstica.
¿No será que los de migración tienen miedo, por ejemplo, darte la ayuda, darte el asilo o los papeles como ellos quieran? Porque se pueden desatar casos más grandes atrás de ti que de verdad necesitan estar separados.
Sino lo que ha costado es de que si yo ganara mi caso, ellos no quieren que vengan otras mujeres atrás de mí.
Precisamente.
Ya, de que pues porque eso fue allá, no fue aquí. O sea, ese es el proceso, por eso ha sido tan largo, son 10 años, casi.
Y como dices tú, ¿verdad? La esperanza muere al último y hay que luchar.
Ya, pues.
Y seguir adelante.
De eso se trata,
La
luchar.
esperanza muere al último.
Ya.
I think the thing we have to understand about asylum seekers is that for most people, they would say, if I could have stayed home and been safe, I would have. I really would have. You don't know, they'll say, how much it breaks my heart, what I had to leave behind. And in Rody's case, her odyssey really is an exemplar of that most unwilling of immigrants to the U.S.
Casi siempre sentí muchísimo miedo. No sé cómo explicarlo, pero es algo así como un frío que me persigue. O el fantasma que te persigue llega a meterte, como a tener malas ideas, como decir, no, prefiero morirme que estar en esta situación. Y gracias a Dios yo logré salir de eso, pero...
If Rody wins her case, she will have made the U.S. government place women's rights violations on the same footing as human rights violations. In America, this unwilling immigrant has found her voice. The pain of breaking out of a cultural cocoon, one immigrant woman wrote, brings with it the possibility of an expanded universe.